just wanna see your shadow next to mine, sailing over pavement with our two wells. I like to see the shape you're in from time to time. I just wanna see your shadow next to mine.
Good morning, happy Sunday. Matt and I literally got, I think, 12 hours of sleep last night, but he's just in the gym at the moment, so I just came to chill outside for a little bit. It's such a beautiful morning, and he's done in the gym. I'm gonna get in there because I did actually skip my workout yesterday, so I want to get that in today. I'd obviously like to just plan our meals for the week and then probably take the dogs for a walk at some point. And Matt always gets us these like amazing cheese buns from OK on Sundays. They're literally the best cheese buns I've ever had, so it's become like a little bit of a Sunday tradition for us. But yeah, that's our plans for the day. Just think it's gonna be a really relaxed one. As I said, don't have any crazy plans or anything. Work today. I work for a company in Scotland, and yesterday the UK had like a bank holiday, so ended up having the day off, which was really nice, but I decided just not to vlog. I kind of just wanted to have like a nice editing day where I didn't have to really think about picking up the camera, because I'm just like filming faster than I can edit at the moment. Because obviously I work 9 to 5:30 and then I've got to make supper, and in the mornings I get my movement in and everything, so there's just like not a whole lot of time unless I stay up super late, which I don't love to do because then that affects the next day. So I kind of just use my off days and like Saturdays and things to edit, but this past Saturday was really busy, and then Sundays Matt and I like to spend time together, so yeah, obviously no editing gets done then either. And then for the first time in a long time I actually had all the meals planned out for the week, which has been so helpful, because obviously at the end of a work day no one wants to still figure out what to cook for that day. So our menu for this week, yesterday we just had roast chicken and veg. I just popped a chicken in the air fryer and then made some pumpkin, and I saw this Hasselback potato recipe which looked really nice, so I tried that out and it was actually good. I'll definitely be making it again. And then tonight we're having pulled beef tacos. So while the chicken was in the air fryer, just like browned the beef, made a sauce, popped it in the slow cooker, and then right before we went to bed I just like put the slow cooker on, so by the time we woke up this morning it was all done. Also try to make my own pickled red onions, which is going to be interesting because first of all I've never had pickled red onions before, and obviously I've never made them before either, so I don't know what they're supposed to taste like, but I just saw this picture of the pulled beef tacos online and it had like the pulled beef obviously, and then it's sour cream or something, and then it had like the pickled red onions on top. And then tomorrow night we've got pepperdew pasta with chicken, and then Thursday Mexican mince and rice, and then Friday crumb chicken wraps. I don't actually know if we're going to be having those wraps because we are actually having family over this weekend, which is going to be really nice, so we're looking forward to that. But if they do come on Friday then we'll probably just do something else, and if they end up coming on Saturday then we'll do the crumb chicken wraps, but at the moment we don't really know when they're coming yet. I think it all just depends on what time they finish work. And then today I think is actually going to be quite a crazy day at work because we are finally launching the system that we've been working on for the past 18 months. It's the first time that our clients are actually going to be able to use this new system. So we completely revamped it, and it's not like we even just like tweaked a few things. We completely rebuilt it from scratch, and it works entirely differently now. But yeah, it's been like a mammoth of a task, but also really, really fun being able to work on the UI UX. Obviously, I don't think I'm going to be able to pick up the camera much today because I do think it's going to be quite a crazy day. I think this whole week is going to be a little bit crazy. So hopefully by the end of the week I will still have a vlog that I can sort of piece together. But I must say, over the past couple of weeks my routine has been like a little bit out of whack. May and June I was really good with my routine and getting my movement in early on in the day so that I didn't leave it till like the end of the day when I'm already tired and then obviously don't give it my all. I was really good with my water intake. I was really good with like getting in 8,000 to 10,000 steps. I've been getting around 4,000 to 6,000 steps, which is not as many as I'd like to get, especially because I sit all day at my desk. So I've really got to be intentional about getting enough steps in and getting enough movement every day. If I don't, then I get like 1,000 to 2,000 steps, which is really bad. It's not good for you. And then also we've got family coming, so that throws routine off. And then right after that, Matt and I have a trip. So yeah, our routine is just not going to be the greatest for the next couple of weeks, I think. And I'm just like accepting it. Like, it's okay. We'll hop back onto things as soon as we're back. So I'm really looking forward to that because I just always feel a lot better when I have more structure and just like not having to think about things so much. Like, I just know, okay, at this time I have to do this, at this time I have to do that. And that's just what works best for me. I like having a plan and a system and just like a thing to follow. Which is strange because I don't actually think I'm a type A person or anything. It's just I enjoy the structure. But I think like knowing that being out of routine is like completely temporary. We can enjoy the family time, we can enjoy our trip without having the pressure of like feeling guilty for not hitting all of the goals that you set out for the year and everything. So anyway, I literally start work in 5 minutes, so I better go because it's gonna be a crazy one. Good morning guys, I'm just getting ready for the day. What am I doing? I've got my mirror sitting over here just in case you're wondering why I keep looking in that direction, but I don't know if you can tell my energy is a little bit off this morning. I'm feeling a little bit sad today, and I don't know, in the past I probably would have decided just not to vlog today, but I am just determined to turn this day around because it's my off day. And it's nothing worse than being sad on your off day. Yeah, I'm just struggling with the whole infertility thing today. It's weird because it literally hits out of nowhere. I'll be absolutely fine, and then I'll like see something on social media, or I'll have like a thought that, oh, what if it never happens? You know, like the possibility of it never happening is there. And then I start to get in my head and everything, and certain things will obviously trigger me a little bit more than usual. And yeah, that obviously just throws my energy off a little bit. And I'm obviously not saying any of this for like sympathy or for anyone to feel sorry for me or anything. Definitely not. I mean, so many women go through this, and I know it's not like the worst thing in the world, but when you're in the middle of it, sometimes it can feel like the worst thing in the world. It's like wanting something so badly and your body's just betraying you in a way. But yeah, like, I was on TikTok this morning and there was this woman talking about like how pregnancy is one of the most incredible experiences a woman can have, and that your body is like that portal that brings new life into the world. And I mean, it's a beautiful thought, it really is, but when you're dealing with infertility, it can kind of hit a bit differently, like what's wrong with my body, why don't I get to experience that? And it just hurts sometimes. It's just a perfect example of why I should just actually stay off my phone in the morning, because it really does have the potential to destroy your entire day. So yeah, as I said, I'm not going to let that happen. I did have a sad moment, but it's not going to be a sad day. Like, I am not going to let this day be ruined. Matt has been talking about, it's actually quite a funny story. Matt's been asking for these brownies for like months now, and it's brownies that his aunt used to make when he was younger. So for his birthday, I wanted to surprise him with these brownies that he's been asking for the longest time. So I asked his mom for the recipe, and she sent me the recipe, made the brownies, and then surprised him with the brownies on his birthday. And he's like, best brownies I've ever had, but it's not what I remember. And he was like, no, it was more like crunchies with like icing on top. So I sent his mom a message, and I was like, do these sound familiar? And then she said when she was looking through her recipe book, she found the recipe that Matt had actually written down himself. So I've got that recipe now, and I'm hoping it's the right ones, because I feel kind of bad. I mean, obviously not my fault. So I'm going to try and make those today and see if they are the right ones. I mean, I love baking, so I don't mind. By the way, I'm trying out this new sunscreen. So yeah, I've heard really good things about this, especially if you've got skin that breaks out easily. I've only been using it for a couple of days now. I think it only got here on Monday. So I think it's too soon for me to really say if it's been working or not, but it feels really nice. It doesn't feel like sticky on my skin, which I hate. If any sort of skincare feels sticky on my skin, it's like an instant no. I just really hate that feeling. I think that's why I don't enjoy wearing makeup very often, because it's just that feeling of having a layer of something on your skin that just doesn't feel good to me. Sorry, I've been really bad at this, but I started with this vitamin C serum, which has actually been helping for my scarring a little bit. Obviously it takes time. And then, mentioned in one of my previous vlogs, this is one of my favorites. And then just this cream. If I do need a little bit more coverage, then I'll usually like squeeze a little bit of this onto my hand, and then use like one of these brushes, and then dab it on, and then just like dab it wherever I need extra coverage. And that usually works nicely, because this isn't really like full coverage. It's very light. I think that's why it's called barefaced, because it's super light and doesn't feel like you're wearing anything. But yeah, I also have a bit of admin that I need to do today, so I'm probably going to start my day with that. It's just like a bunch of stuff for tax and everything, which never my favorite thing to deal with. So yeah, I think I'm just going to start with that and get it out the way. Oh, there's something odd happening with my voice this morning. It just keeps disappearing. But I just like to keep like all of my tax documents up to date, just so that when tax season does come around, I don't have to like spend 3 days trying to get everything together. I was studying up until March, so my off days were just like filled with studying. Obviously didn't really have the time to keep everything up to date, so now that I'm not studying anymore, I really want to use my Thursdays to just keep things up to date, so that the next time I have to submit my tax documents, it's just all organized and ready to go, and it doesn't have to be like this a massive thing. One thing about this is it's not very glowy, so it's more of like a matte foundation. So if I do want some glowiness, then this is really faded. The Soft Glam filter from Catrice, it's amazing for adding a little bit of glowiness. If you've got like a foundation that you really like but it's matte, this stuff is magic. And yes, I use my hands for everything. I apply everything with my hands, because I'll be honest, I just don't trust brushes. Having acne prone skin, I'm a little bit nervous when it comes to brushes. Like, it doesn't matter how much I wash them, I'm still like is it actually clean? So I just prefer to use my hands, because obviously I can wash them before I put my makeup on, and then I know like it's actually clean and I'm not spreading any sort of bacteria or anything. And yeah, I don't know if you can tell, it's very bad lighting, but it added a little bit of glowiness. I can see it in my mirror, but it looks very matte in the camera, so yeah, I'm not sure. But I am a very simple makeup girly. This Essence Baby Girl bronzer is still one of my favorite like bronzers of all time. It blends out so easily, and it has like the perfect color for bronzer. So yeah, that is like the plan for today. Obviously starting with some admin. I want to bake those, whatever they are. They're not brownies, they're like crunchies with an icing on top. So I want to bake those for Matt and surprise him when he gets home. I'm also doing it because my little cousin is coming to visit this weekend, so I thought he might enjoy them too. So yeah, I thought I'd do it today because it's my off day. Add a little bit of color, but I'm really excited for them to come visit. Like, obviously being a big family person and living so far away from everyone. If you're new, we live in the Free State. I want to say like 600 kilometers away, 600 to 800, I don't know. It's either 600 or 800, I always forget. Around there, kilometers from where Matt and I are both from. So we're both from the Eastern Cape. Yeah, obviously we have to be here for Matt's work. I think what I miss the most is just like the everyday kind of moments that you like miss out on. Obviously because it is so far away from us, you can't go and visit for every birthday or special occasion or whatever it is, so you do kind of miss out on a lot. And I think that is, I'm gonna need to replace this mascara, but yeah, I think that's like the saddest thing. Another thing that I miss is just living closer to the beach, because I am a beach girl through and through. Grew up at the beach and just feels really odd, like even though I've been here for I think 6 years now, it still feels odd being away from the beach and everything. Everything just feels so much more relaxed at the beach. I don't know what it is. And then my sisters and I are really close, so she's the middle sister, so I see her quite often because her boyfriend lives here, so she comes to visit a couple times a year. But my younger sister, I don't see her much at all anymore, and that's sad because we're all really close, and if we had it our way we definitely wouldn't live far away from each other, that's for sure. But I feel like it's just part of life. Like as you get older, everyone sort of disperses, and if you're really lucky then you all end up in the same place again. But I think a lot of the time people do end up living away from each other. I feel like this makeup isn't even helping me today, it's just... But yeah, back to my point. I have family visiting this weekend. I've got my aunt and uncle and my little cousin Ben, and they are coming to see us and spend the long weekend with us. Even though it's not a long weekend for me, I've still got to work on Monday because as I said, I work for the company in Scotland and they are not closed on Monday. Yeah, it's National Women's Day on Sunday, which means that Monday is a public holiday. So yeah, not really sure of our plans yet. We were thinking about taking the boat out, but we're not really sure if it's going to be warm enough and we don't want to like freeze. The last time we went, it was like right at the beginning of winter and it was just a little bit too cold. We were all sitting with like blankets and everything, and we just haven't gone on the boat since then. It's just been way too cold. So yeah, if the weather is good, I think we might go on the boat and spend some time on the river. It's like the closest we're gonna get to our beach life is the river. And yeah, they said they're arriving on Saturday, so they won't be arriving on Friday, which means we'll probably just chill on Saturday, catch up a bit, and I think the boys might go hunting in the afternoon, but nothing's like set in stone yet, so we're not sure. We'll probably just chat to them and see what they feel like. But yeah, anyway, makeup is done and I feel a little bit more alive. I'm actually glad that I decided to pick up the camera, because even though I'm actually just talking to myself, it kind of feels like, yeah, it just kind of made me feel a little bit brighter. I think like just like expressing how I'm feeling. So I'm definitely feeling a little bit better than before I picked up the camera, so that's a good thing. It's a really nice day, so I was thinking of maybe going for a walk a bit later. I really like to take the dogs with me, but a lot of the time there's like dogs outside of their yards and I'm really like scared one of them goes for one of our dogs. And then the dirt road that Matt and I usually go to on like weekends and things, I don't really feel safe enough to go there on my own, even though I'll have the dogs. But I don't know, it's just if I see a man walking I think this is like a universal experience for women, but if I see a man walking towards me, like I kind of just want to turn around and leave. So I don't know if I'll be taking the dogs with me. I think I might just go on like a little walk on my own, even if it's this afternoon. But yeah, get my admin done, go on a walk sometime. I need to get my workout in, and then obviously bake, which I'm looking forward to. But yeah, that's the plan for today. I love baking, I love cooking. It's like one of my favorite things. If you can't tell, it's like in every single vlog I'm either cooking or baking something, but I just love experimenting with new recipes and everything, and I just find it really fun. Anyway, I think I'm gonna go and start my day. I still need to get dressed. I'm like in my pajamas still. Haven't made the bed. It's just been one of those mornings. I think like I need to just stay off of social media because it's crazy how fast it can ruin your mood and your day. But as I said, we are turning it around. We're not gonna let this be a sad downer day. We're gonna have a good one. How or high water, we're gonna have a good day today because I've got a lot to look forward to. Got family coming, got a trip to Cape Town next week. Spring is coming. I think I checked the weather this morning and we've got like 1 more week of cold weather, and then when we get back from Cape Town is when the weather is going to warm up. This Sunday we get back, it's going to be 27. At the moment it's 5. And then from Monday we've got like a little cold front, and I think it's like the last cold front. And there's like a little snow symbol for Wednesday. So I think Wednesday is probably going to be the coldest, and that's the day before we leave. So yeah, I think that's the last bit of cold weather we're going to get, because then from Monday, or from Sunday, it says 27. So fingers crossed that is the last of winter that we'll have to deal with, and that from then on we get the warmer weather again, because I would much rather deal with heat than cold. Like I don't like the layers and feeling uncomfortable and just feeling like I can't move my arms properly. And I know like with heat you get like fatigued and the sweat and everything, but I'll deal with that. Like I will deal with all of the stuff that comes with heat, but the cold, you can keep it. You can seriously keep it. Can you guys see the little bit of glowiness that stuff adds? It doesn't look like you can see it in the camera, but it's a little bit there. It's amazing. I love it. Whoa, that is really zoomed in. Anyway, I'm all dressed, and I think before we start the day, we need a cup of coffee. I found this Nutella coffee, and this coffee is amazing. Like even when you open the bag, you're like hit with the smell of Nutella. It's incredible, and it looks like you can order it online too, so I'll put a link in the description. But they've got so many cool flavors. I think ignore the hardy dars. I think they've even got like an amarula one or something like that, but yeah, the brand is the iCoffee coffee. It really is so good. I'm just gonna get my phone quickly. They literally have like amarula, bar one, brandy, butterscotch, candy floss, chai. There's a cookies and cream one, which I really want to order. Dark chocolate and orange also sounds really good. I love the orange and chocolate combination. English toffee, creme brulee, gingerbread. Like there's just so many cool flavors. There's even milk tart and peanut butter sundae, peppermint crisp, pina colada, ramen raisin. Like really cool flavors, I think. So I really want to actually make an order. I think I'll do one next month. And for like a 250 gram bag, it's 120 rand, which for flavored coffee is not too bad. And honestly, this has lasted me such a long time because I don't have it every day. It's like, you know, when you want to make nice things last. And when my sister visited, she was like obsessed with it. So it's definitely worth it. So yeah, I think I'm gonna make an order sometime, because tiramisu, like what? You joking? But the cookies and cream one just sounds so nice. And the thing is, I know the flavors will be on point because the Nutella one is truly like, it smells exactly like Nutella and also tastes like Nutella. Makes the best iced coffee. So I'm really excited for the weather to warm up again, because I think some nice flavored iced coffees would be pretty good, because I don't actually like a syrup because I don't put sugar in my coffee. I just don't like sweet coffee. One of my friends and I decided to cut out sugar for like a couple of weeks, and I just never reintroduced the sugar back into like my tea and coffee and stuff, and I just don't like the flavor of it now. So having like a coffee that is like that, where you still get the flavor without the syrup and without the sweetness, I think that's pretty cool. So yeah, anyway, let's make a coffee. I'm gonna make this Nutella one. I'm not actually a massive fan of the Nespresso pods. I think this is the only one that I really like, the Dolce double espresso. Sorry, excuse the washing, I just saw that behind me. But yeah, I don't know, I can't remember where I ordered these. I think it was either on Takealot or Amazon, I can't remember now. Yeah, I just bought the little lids, and then I use an old Nespresso pod. So one an espresso pod that I actually liked, because I find that if I use different pods, I don't know if it has something to do with like the barcode, but I find if I use different pods, the coffee comes out slightly differently, which is interesting. So I just saved a couple of like the empty pods of the pods that I liked, and it's really nice because I can just fill it with whatever coffee I like and then just like pop the lid on and put it in the machine. My aunt actually said that one of her friends bought something similar and it completely messed up their machine, so I was a little bit wary, but I decided to just give it a go because I was just not enjoying the Nespresso pods. And also I think the minimum amount that you had to order before they would deliver it was, I think, 500 Rand, or I can't remember, but it was just a little bit expensive for coffee, you know, and living in a small town, like delivery is kind of the only option. We don't have any of the Nespresso shops or anything. Decided to just try it because I have been thinking about getting like one of those proper coffee machines anyway. Thought I'd give it a go and see, and I've been using it for about a year now, and I mean, it works perfectly fine, so definitely give this a go because, yeah. But don't come at me if your machine breaks, because I think a big part of it is like making sure to keep it clean and to not overfill it or anything. So yeah, I'll usually do like 2 to 2.5 teaspoons of whatever coffee I'm using in here. I don't overfill it or anything because then it gets a bit messy. But yeah, that's what I've been using and it works pretty well. I ordered this Medicube triple collagen serum. I've heard really good things about it, so I'm quite interested to see. I tried their like face mask thing and I love that, so I want to try this. And then there's also that PDRN serum that I want to try. It's got actually a really nice feel to it. Doesn't feel sticky at all, so that's a plus. It has a really nice smell. Something about the smell reminds me of like that old school sunscreen, like when we were kids. Oh, that is actually such a beautiful smell. I love it. It smells like summer, so I'm really excited to give it a go. And because it was like a 30% off sale, I was like, why not? Had to try it. I'm busy washing the spare bed's bedding, so that's why it's looking like that. But I realized I forgot to say how the pulled beef tacos were. They weren't actually, I don't actually think they were really tacos, because I ended up making flatbreads. I'm not really sure what you call those, if they are tacos or not, I have no idea, but yeah, I ended up making like the flatbreads with flour, water, baking powder and oil, which I would have preferred not to use the oil. Usually I like to use yogurt instead, but we didn't have enough, so I just had to use the oil for that. But everything just came out so good. The pickled onions were good, the beef was amazing, the flatbreads were nice and soft, and oh, it was just, I'll definitely be making that again. And I think it could even work with like chicken, if you just pop some chicken in the slow cooker and turn that into like pulled chicken. I think, or even like pork, I think that would be amazing too. But just the whole combo of that meal, I'll 100% be making it again. And it was so easy. I mean, even the flatbreads, they took me, I'd say all in all about 45 minutes to make them. They didn't have to rise or anything. You just make the dough, then you set them aside for 15 minutes, and then during that 15 minutes I just like cleaned up a little bit, fed the dogs, and then I just rolled them out into like little circles, cooked them on a dry pan, didn't even use oil or anything like that, and they were perfect. So such an easy meal, because a lot of it is just like leaving things to cook, like the beef. I mean, I think it took me about 10 minutes to prep the beef, because I browned the beef chuck and then put it in the slow cooker, made the sauce, which I think had beef stock, barbecue sauce, garlic powder, onion, paprika, worcester sauce. I can't remember what else it had. I'll have to find the recipe and just put it in the description too, but it was really good. And I actually can't wait to make it again. I really want to try a chicken one. But I think what would make it even easier is just like making a whole big batch of those flatbreads and then freezing them. And then whenever we want tacos, you know, it's like chuck everything in the slow cooker and then defrost some of the flatbreads. It'd be such a super easy meal. and delicious. It was so good. And then the pickled onions, what I like about them is that you don't have that, you get the flavor of the onion, but you don't have that like raw onion taste that hangs around in your mouth. That always puts me off, like with onion and stuff. Anyway, I'm about to do some of my admin now and then just get it out the way, and then I think I'm gonna edit a little bit, and then this afternoon I'll do my baking.